Today we're diving into one of the most important things your dog should know, and that's perfect recall. This is a no fluff, straight to the point video on how you can teach the perfect recall. Whether you're walking off lead or just need your dog to come back to you in a busy situation, recall is a life-saving command. So I can imagine you clicked on this video because your dog is ignoring you or refusing to come back. Recall issues are very common, and today I'm going to help you fix them, as long as you agree that you're also going to put the work and the effort in. So whether you're dealing with a puppy or a seasoned dog, recall can be tricky. So if your dog isn't listening when you call them, I've got you covered. So why is recall even important? A bit of a silly question, but recall is not just about obedience. It's about building a relationship with your dog where they can ultimately trust and respect you. This command can literally save your dog's life. That's whether they're just chilling or in a dangerous situation. A dog that listens to you, no matter the distractions, is a well-trained, reliable companion and a dream to go on a walk with. So why is your dog ignoring you in the first place? There are two main causes for recall problems, and that's obedience and leadership. First, obedience. This simply means your dog might not have learnt the recall command thoroughly, or they just don't understand what you're asking. Secondly, leadership. If your dog doesn't see you as a leader, they may just choose not to listen. It's like being a parent. If your child doesn't respect your authority, they're less likely to listen when you call them. So to solve this, we need to address both leadership and obedience. So obedience comes from proper training. It's about teaching them that come means come, and they must follow through with that command every single time. Leadership, however, it's more about building a relationship where the dog respects you and basically looks to you for guidance. And if you don't have this, then no amount of treats or toys will work. Your dog doesn't listen to you, but how can you fix it? First of all, I don't just train with treats. I use a combination of leadership and positive reinforcement. It's essential to establish a relationship with your dog that's built on trust and respect, and not just bribery. But how do you actually build that relationship? So when I teach recall, I start indoors in a controlled environment with little to no distractions. I use a long line like a 5 or 10 meter to guarantee success and avoid failure. It's the same with everything. Asking your dog to sit 100 times, then they may have finally sat down on the 99th time. You have to say what you mean and mean what you say. So if you ask your dog to come and they don't listen, don't ask again, simply go and get them. The same with the sit. If you ask your dog to sit and they don't listen, simply guide them into the sit. The goal is to get 100% success with a recall before moving outdoors. This may take time, but be patient and do it for about 15 minutes a day. The whistle is basically your secret weapon when teaching a recall. I'll explain why. Start by training your dog in a narrow hallway or small room in your house. Have your dog at one end, blow the whistle, and when they come to you, reward them with fuss and treats. If they don't come back, simply reel them in with a long line, but still reward them when they're next to you. The key here is consistency. Every time they come back, make sure they get a reward. And if they don't come back, make sure they do by getting the long line and reeling them in. As you progress, lengthen the distance, then move to a bigger area like your back garden, and always use the long line until they come back to you every single time. So again, even if they get bored and ignore you, use the long line to reel them in. And eventually, once they've learned the recall command with no distractions, start introducing them to outside environments with more distractions, and that's when the real magic happens. Remember, before you dive into recall, you need to restructure your relationship with your dog. This means not just bribing them to come back, but teaching them that yourself is something they actually value. It's like being a good parent to your kids. You don't need to bribe your child with a Big Mac for them to listen. They should respect you and what you're asking of them. And again, it goes back to meaning what you actually say. And there's a few drills that I can try to help you repair the relationship with your dog. So say your dog is allowed on the sofa. Well, before they come up, get them to sit and look at you. Before then, you allow them to get up. They don't have to sit for hours and hours on end. Just a split second, get them to give you eye contact, then let them up. Another one which is pretty common is getting them to sit and wait before you give them the food. Let them give you eye contact and then let them have their food. In short form, everything your dog has is basically yours, and they need to come to you to get that. Now, I know this can sound a bit extreme, but remember, they are a dog, not a child. They don't learn and understand the way we do. They rely heavily on leadership, and if you don't step up, they will, and then you'll start to have problems. Once this bond of leadership is built, the recall command becomes more about respect rather than a treat or a toy. Your dog will respond to you because they actually trust you, which is massively important because there will be times where you need your dog to come back and you don't always have treats on you. So once you've built that trust and the recall is starting to improve indoors and in the garden, start introducing distractions, so other dogs, people, and different smells. Your dog will start to learn that no matter what, the whistle means it's time to focus on you. But remember, recall doesn't always mean punishment for the dog. It means your dog gets to return to you for a reward, and then they can go back to playing afterwards. So make it worth their while when they actually do come back to you. So the key to perfect recall is consistency. Like any skill, it takes time and repetition. You can't expect 100% recall rate overnight, And if anyone is saying that, then they're simply bullshitting. With patience and practice, your dog will learn to instantly respond to the whistle and command. And you're basically building that lifetime bond based on that trust and respect. So if you're struggling with recall, remember it's a two-step process. Build your leadership, strengthen your bond, and then focus on the obedience. Once you've done this, teaching recall will be easy and effective. But remember, it's about setting your dog up for success, not failure. So don't throw them in the deep end too soon. Start in the house, go to a quiet park, and then to a busy town after maybe a few months. Work up the distractions slowly. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more dog training tips, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And as always, if you do have any questions, leave them in the comments below or feel free to reach out.